ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Beat the Book. I am your boy BigAL. We're hopping into another NBA bets video. We had Sunday football yesterday. That was pretty awesome. The bets went okay as far as football goes. We missed out on our teaser and a couple other things. If you guys saw that video, then you know what we missed on. You know what we didn't. Matt and I will be talking about that later when we make our next football video. But today we're jumping into the NBA. I didn't make a video yesterday. There were only 3 games. And we had football going on, so I just was like, don't need to do that. And I told you guys that in my last video on Saturday. So, but today we've got 15 games in the NBA. Every single team plays. It's a huge day for the NBA. So we're going to go through every game. I'll break down the spread, the over-under, and then at the end I'll give you my locks of the day, and I'll give you a 4-pick parlay. Talking about Saturday, we're actually kind of on an impressive run here. If you guys have been following the channel. The last 3 days of picks have been pretty incredible. So we went 8 of 8 on for picks on Thursday, and then on Friday we went 14 of 18 on picks, which is just absolutely insane. And then on Saturday night we actually had a pretty solid night as well. So we went 4 of 4 on the locks. We didn't do as well across the whole slate. We were kind of a little over 500 on the whole slate, but as far as the locks of the day, we're 4 of 4. And then the locks of the day, the night before, we were 2 of 5. So that's 6 of 9. And then the night before, we were 4 of 4 again. So we've been on a hot streak. It's been kind of awesome. And so, we're seeing the board pretty clearly, and it's fun to say that this early in the season with so many games to go and just being able to be profitable. So anyway, let's jump into the slate here, and I'll give you guys my lean on the under and the spreads, and we'll get right into it. So we got the Bucks taking on the Cavaliers. It's a 7-point spread, over-under set at 230.5. I like the Cavs here, -7. They're at home. They went into Milwaukee and won last time they played, which was a couple days ago. We were on the Cavs then because the spread was lower. I don't think much changes with the Cavs being at home. They're going to score more points. They're going to have a better night shooting. Over-under set at 230.5. I do like the over here. The Bucks are going to play fast enough, I think, to get this game up there, and so I really like the over in this spot. Next, we got Golden State Warriors taking on the Washington Wizards. This spread is massive. We're going to trust Golden State here. It was 9.5 earlier when I was writing down all my stuff, but we're going to go ahead and trust Golden State here, minus the 10. It is a lot of points, but it's Golden State, and Golden State's they've been on a warpath lately, man. They've been playing really, really good basketball, and that's without Steph Curry. So we're just going to trust it. It's like I said, it is a lot of points, but the Wizards they're a decent team this year, but they're not good. So we're going to take a Warriors team that's been absolutely dominant. And then the over-under set at 231.5. I do like the over here. The Wizards play good at home, and they score points, but the Warriors have been scoring tons of points as well. So I think between the two of them, they can get to this number, and I feel pretty good about it. If you guys like the Wizards plus 10, totally see it, and it is a lot of points. So if you guys feel more comfortable taking the plus 10, go for it. I'm just saying, as far as I'm concerned, minus 10 feels like the spot to be. Lakers Pistons. This one's interesting too. You got a 7.5-point spread. The over under 227.5. I have been taking the other team when the Lakers are in big spread situations, but with this one, I can't do it. If it was 9.5, I think I'd take the Pistons, but 7.5, I can't do it. So we're on the Lakers -7.5. This one's also moved up a half a point because earlier it was -7, but I'm on the Lakers -7.5. Over under set at 227.5. The Pistons play fast and they score. They're going to get to 115. So if the Lakers are going to win this game, they're going to have to match that. So I like the over here 227.5. I think that's the right side to be on. And then as far as the Lakers, I think this one comes down to the wire, but I think the Lakers can win this thing by 8 or 10. So then next we got the Celtics taking on the Hawks. This one is a crazy interesting game. So we are on the Hawks plus the 10.5, I guess. It just moved. I love the Celtics. They've been great to us this season. Jeesh. My phone. They've been really good this season. They've been covering most of their games, but it is the Hawks. They are at home. They score better at home. Over under set at 234. I like the over here. We've seen the Celtics go out and put up 120, 130 a night. They're going to do that again, but if the Hawks are going to keep this close, they're going to have to be within shooting distance of that. So if the Celtics are going to go put up 123, 124, the Hawks have to cover. They're going to be within 10 points of that. That gets you to an over. So I like that a lot. And the 10.5, it just feels like too many points. If it was a different team, once again, if it was a bad team, I'm not saying the Hawks are world beaters, but they are a good team. then I think it does kind of scare me because we had the Hawks +6. That was one of the locks of the day that didn't hit on Friday night, and they were +6 against the Sacramento Kings at home, and they lost that by 8. So it does worry me a little bit, but did I say worry me? No, it worries me. I'm not Canadian, but I like the Hawks +10 or 10.5, whatever you can get them at. It feels like just a touch too many points. I think Celtics are going to win this thing by 8, but Hawks +10 feels like too many points. Next, we got the Grizzlies taking on the Nets. This game's a 5-point spread. Over/under is set at 225. I kind of went back and forth on this one a little bit because the Nets have been covering at home. They've been pretty good at home lately, and they've won a bunch of games lately, I feel like, when I've been looking at them. But we're going to take the Grizzlies here -5. They've been on kind of a warpath, I believe, as far as covering. I don't know if they've been winning all their games, but the Grizzlies have been covering for us as of late. So I'm going to trust the Grizzlies -5. I think they're playing good ball right now. Over/under is 225. I believe we're on the over here. Yeah, over 225. I like the over. The Nets score better at home than they do on the road, which a lot of teams score better away. When I was looking at my stats, but the Nets they've been playing well at home, so they're gonna get 115-ish, and then the Grizz are gonna win this thing by 5, which gets them, at 120. That gets me over 230, 235. So I like this over kind of comfortably. And then, don't hate me when this game's at 212. But I like the over, and I like the -5 with the Grizz. Next, we got the Kings taking on the Heat. This actually should be one of the better games of the day. Celtics-Hawks also should be lining up to be, like, arguably the best game of the day. But, we got the Kings taking on the Heat. I've told you guys in many videos, I love the Heat. I can't trust the Heat, though. So far this season, they have not given me enough yet. So I'm on the Kings +1. They've been much more consistent and better to us. So I like the Kings +1. Over/under set at 225. I like the over 225 in this spot. The Heat don't score a ton of points. Most of their games are lower scoring, but the Kings do score a lot of points. So I think the Kings they'll keep the game close. Obviously, the book thinks the game's going to be close. That's why the spread is 1. But the Kings are going to score 115, I think, and the Heat are going to have to try to keep that close. So I think we're going to get to this number. It is, it's tough. I mean, it's not going to be an easy thing to get to this number, but I think we just get over this number. So I like the over there. Next, we have the Jazz taking on the Bulls. This one's interesting as well. 7.5-point spread. We're going to be on the Jazz +7.5 in Chicago. Chicago's actually terrible at home. So the Jazz going on the road getting 7.5 points, it just feels like the right side to be on. The Jazz have been kind of an up-and-down team for us this season when we've been trying to get a beat on what they are. They're a terrible scoring team. They're the worst scoring team in the league. But that gives us big spreads, and they've tended to be covering those spreads for some way, somehow. I don't understand it, but they've been able to do it. So I like the +7.5. As far as the over/under, I'm on the under heavy on this game. Like I said, Bulls don't score well at home for whatever reason, and I didn't mean to click into that. The Bulls don't score well at home, and then on top of that, you've got a Jazz team that's the worst scoring team in basketball. So I don't see how we're getting an over. I don't even see how this number's this high. That blows my mind, actually, kind of. So, yeah, I'm on the under 228, and I like the Jazz +7.5. Next, we got the Knicks taking on the Rockets. 2-point spread, over/under 217.5. Rockets at home. So I've been saying this for a while now, and you guys are probably getting tired of it because I'm sounding like a broken record, but the Rockets, it's hard to get a beat on them, right? They're good one time, then they're bad, then they're good, then they're bad. They cover, they don't cover. It's like, are they a really good team? Are they just an average team? Are they a bad team? And it feels like they're a good team. And so I'm going to take them +2 here against the Knicks. It's a tough spot because the Knicks are a good team. But Houston at home, and like I said, they have been covering. They've been playing in some close games. So I think they can do enough here. And the Knicks, I think the Knicks are going to need a little more time to get the thing going. I think come December, I think we'll be on the Knicks a lot because, Thibodeau, their coach, he's really good, but I think it's just taking time for these guys, these new pieces to gel properly. So moving forward, I think we're going to see more 4, 5, 6-point spreads from Knicks games. But right now, they're a beatable team that's got good players, but they're not all in cohesion. So I like the Rockets here +2. I think that team just is playing well together. So +2 on the over/under. I like the over this number. Like Rockets are going to play well at home. The Knicks, they can score points. They got guys. So I like the over, and I like the +2. Next, we got the Hornets taking on the Timberwolves. 9.5 points. It's so many points. Over/under 226.5. I like the over here. Over 226.5. The Hornets have been a fast-paced team that scores a lot of points. So Minnesota's going to be trying to keep up unless they try to just slow everything down and control the game. But I just don't think they're going to be able to do that. So I like over 226.5 here. Spreads at 9.5. This is crazy, but I'm taking the Hornets plus 9.5. They have been, like I said, fast-paced, scoring a lot of points. And the Timberwolves, while they have been good, that is a ton of points to try to cover. So, like I didn't even take the Celtics to beat the Hawks by like 10 points, and somehow I'm supposed to take the Timberwolves to beat the Hornets by 10. I don't know, and they may do it. Obviously, the book thinks it, but I like the Hornets plus 9.5. I think it's just a touch too many points. I think Timberwolves. If this was 7 or 6, I'd take the T-Wolves. But it being 9.5, I have to be on the Hornets. So, and maybe that's an okie doke by the book. Maybe they want us to take the Hornets, but that's what I'm doing. Next, we got the Magic taking on the Thunder. 12.5 points. Over-unders 215.5. This one's tough as well. I'm on the Thunder minus 12.5. I don't think the Magic are as good of a team without Paolo Banchero. Obviously, that's not saying much because he's a great player. It's like any team without one of their best players is going to not be as good. But they have I don't know if they've won a game since he got hurt. So, and the Thunder are just rolling, man. They're a wagon right now. They're beating teams by tons. So, and they play great defense. So, I'm on the minus 12.5. As far as the over/under, I tossed this one around too. I'm going to be on the over just because I would hate to take an under because it's such a low number. The Thunder play good defense. They're going to keep the Magic from scoring, and without Banchero, this game could easily go under. But something about it smells fishy to me, and I'd rather be on an over than try to keep them under a 215 number. It just feels a touch too low to me. If this was 218, I think I'd be on the under, but it being 215 and a half, I have to be on an over. So I'm on the over, but I don't necessarily love it. It's kind of a perfect number, so it's which way do you fall? I'd rather just have the cushion of the extra points versus taking an under and hoping they stay under the number. So, all right, last 5 games here. We got 5 games. Portland Trail Blazers taking on the New Orleans Pelicans, 2.5 point spread. They've already played twice this year. The Pelicans won the first one by 3. Then the Trail Blazers won the second one by a bunch. I'm on the Pelicans minus 2.5 here. Over under set at 221. I like the under here actually. Portland has not shown me a ton. Their first game went under this number. Their second game they got to 225. I think it was 122 to 103 or something like that. So I like the under here. I don't like Portland really at all. They've been a great team to just fade Portland usually. And when the number's this low, it feels even better. Zion's a game time decision. Brandon Ingram's playing, but they do have a bunch of people hurt, which I think is why this line is as close as it is. But I'm going to trust New Orleans, the better team at home. And the good thing is when you have a home team, that's having to go deeper into their bench, role players play better at home anyway. So yeah, give me New Orleans to take care of business at home. Portland, like I said, I'm just going to keep fading them until they start to get good. But I don't think they're going to start to get good. So I'm going to fade them. And then I like I said the under, right? Yeah, the under 221. I just don't see them getting that high, especially Portland on the road. I don't know if they're going to be able to come in here and score a bunch of points and make this thing a shootout. I think it's more not slow paced, but I think it's more just the Pelicans get a lead and keep it, So, all right. Pacers taking on the Mavericks. This game should be pretty fun too. I was telling you guys the Hawks Celtics game looked really fun, and then what was the other one Heat Kings should be a fun one to watch too. But we got Pacers Mavericks starting at 6:45. I'll probably turn this one on after Monday Night Football is over, but plus 4.5, minus 4.5. I like the Pacers here, man. Plus 4.5 on the road in Dallas. Dallas is a great team. We love Dallas. We like Luka. We like Kyrie. We like Klay Thompson. We like Dallas. But 4.5 against a Pacers team that's been pretty good. I think it's gonna be a close game, and I think it's also too many points. When I was looking at the stats and looking at these teams and how much they score and stuff, that this feels like too many points by quite a bit. So I like the under here. I think we're going to be in the mid-20s at the end of this game, I think, not the 237, but we'll find out. We know the Pacers last year, they could run like mad, and Pacers Kings the other night got up to 250, so I could be completely wrong, but I think this is an under game. I don't think Dallas is going to go out and score 125 points. I think it's going to be under this number. So under 237, I like the Pacers plus 4.5. I think Mavericks still win, but I think the Pacers can cover. So that's my take on it. Raptors Nuggets 10-point spread, kind of crazy. Over under set at 231.5. Like the Raptors here. I think the Nuggets probably win this game, but the Nuggets have not looked good so far this season. I keep waiting for them to turn it on. I keep waiting for them to get it going. So far, they have not. They've been just losing games they should be winning and getting bogged down against teams that they should be just dusting. And they have been bad at home as well. So I like the Raptors plus 10 here. It's just a lot of points. And then the over-under is 231.5. I am on the under here. I think it's a touch too many points, especially for a Denver team that, like I said, has been bad at home. And so I think Denver's going to get to 115 and Toronto gets, 108, something like that. So I think we're in the mid 220s. I just think this is too high of a number. So I like the under 231.5, Raptors plus 10. Next, we got the Sixers taking on the Suns. 7-point spread. Now, this one you guys might disagree with me on. Over-under set at 223.5. As far as the over-under, I like the over here. The Suns play with pace. They've got good players. They're going to go do their thing. The Sixers, they can Maxey and the boys, they can actually, they can dance. They can dance with you guys. So I like the over here. I think it'll be a fun game too. But I like the Suns in the end to win by 7. I think Booker's hot right now, man. Booker's been playing great basketball. Obviously, we know Durant just 9 in, 9 out, so walking 25 points basically. And then Beal doing his thing. The Suns are really good. They're at home. The Sixers are on the road. This feels like just a perfect spot for the Suns. So I like the Suns minus 7 here. They probably win this thing by 8 or 10. And then I like the over 223.5. I just think they're going to go out and score a ton of points. Final game of the night. Spurs taking on the Clippers. This one's easy for me. Clippers minus 4. Slam dunk. Not that I don't like the Spurs. I like Wemby. I like Chris Paul. I like them, but they have not been good. They're the second worst scoring team in basketball. Clippers are pretty good at home. They've been a solid team. They don't have Kawhi. They've just, it's just Harden show right now, but they've been good. So I like them. And then I'm on the over 214.5. Just barely. This one's another one, just like what was the other game I was talking about. Yeah, Magic Thunder. It's tough to pick. It's kind of the perfect number, so it's like you could take either side. I'm just going to trust an over here. I think the Spurs are going to get to 105, 106, and the Clippers have to cover this number, so that gets them to 110. That gets you 216. But I think the Clippers could pull ahead at the end. You get the end of the game. It's close. There's fouls. You go take free throws, stuff like that. So I like the over here. Clippers at home are going to score some points. So Clippers minus 4 and the over. That's a 1. I was going to throw the Clippers in my locks of the day, but there were some other plays I liked better, so I didn't. But if you guys want to throw Clippers in as a lock of the day, I'm totally on board with that. So, all right, that's the whole slate. That was a lot, 15 games. Let's go ahead now. I'm going to give you my 4. I only picked 4. We picked 5 one time. It didn't work out. So I'm picking 4 locks of the day. So I got the Kings plus 1. Taking on the Heat. That one feels really good to me. Like I said, want to trust Miami. Can't do it yet. Once they flip the switch on their end and get things going, then we'll be all in on Miami. But right now, that is not the case, and we got to play the board that's in front of us. So I like the Kings, who are playing good ball right now, plus 1. I like the under 228 on this game, the Jazz game. Like I said, Jazz were a scoring team in basketball, and the Bulls are not good at home. So when you take a bad team and then a bad team at home and you put that together, that gives me an under, and this number feels entirely too high. To be completely honest, it feels crazy high. This feels like one of the easier bets. That's why it's my lock. But so Kings plus 1, under 228 with the Jazz. Then I got the Rockets game. Rockets plus 2. Like I said, Knicks will be better in a couple weeks, like in December. But right now they're not. And then I like the over 218 on this game. It feels too low. Rockets play good at home. Knicks will have to keep up. So I think it's just perfect. So plus 2 with the Rockets, over on that game, 217.5, 218, whatever it is when you guys get to it. And then the under 228 on the Jazz Bulls game, and plus 1 with the Kings. Those are my 4 locks of the day. Take them to the bank. Let's win some money. All right, let's hop into the 4-pick parlay, and then we'll get you guys out of here. This is a longer video. We're almost at 20 minutes. Okay, so for our 4 picks, we got Chris Paul, 20-plus points, rebounds, and assists for the Spurs. He's done this in the last 2 games, potentially last 3 games, but I know for sure the last 2 because we've bet him the last 2, and he's hit both times. Then we got DeMar DeRozan, 30-plus PRA, points, rebounds, assists. He's done this in the last 2 games for sure, and he's done it 3 or 4 times this season. So he's good for that. Then we got Brandon Ingram at 35-plus points, rebounds, and assists, which is a higher number than I like taking him for, but taking him at 30 doesn't really pay anything, so we had to do it. And with all the injuries that they have right now, I think it's a good play. And then we've got Jordan Poole, 30-plus points, rebounds, assists, taking on the Warriors. It's his old team. I think he's going to have a good night, and he's been playing good ball too. So, so you got 30-plus with Jordan Poole, PRA. You got 35-plus PRA with Brandon Ingram, 30 plus with DeMar DeRozan and 20 plus with Chris Paul, who's been absolutely killing it. He had 19 points and 13 assists the other night, so he cleared this by a pretty wide margin. So that's it. That parlay pays out plus 551 currently on DraftKings. Obviously, shop around, get the best numbers you guys can at the books you guys play. Play multiple books. That's the best way to do it. And yeah, let's have a good night of basketball. And thank you guys for watching. That's a long video, 20 minutes. But yeah, let's go win all our bets. Let's enjoy all these basketball games, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.